Quinn Schultz here, and I'm just at the beginning of practice here before worship service. And you can see Pastor Paul, he is practicing his sermon there about 8:40 in the morning. Got a few musicians getting ready, and all of this is being set up over here with a very elaborate setup that the church has. And Dan Cook is right here operating the audio. Hey Dan, I think we'll be able to hear you through all of the racket.
I hope so.
Tell us a little bit about what you got going on here.
Absolutely. So we're here about an hour and a half before the service actually starts. So the praise team, whoever's performing, will set up and I help them with that. And we're basically just controlling the sound. We've got the sound coming in and going out. So the pastor, each of the musicians, whether they're singing or playing an instrument, has a microphone which has sound going into that. And then we take that sound, mix it up and send it out, whether it's to a monitor so they can hear what they're doing, or to the house so that people in the church can hear it, or to live stream, which we also have. And I'm just setting that for each of the performers that we have this week. And sometimes it can be pretty complicated if you have a number of singers and musicians, instrumentalists, things like that. This week it's not too bad. We have 2 singers up front. So I will adjust the level to try to balance out so that everybody's heard accordingly. And then we send it out to our live stream station. And audiovisual at Brookside is actually 3 people. We'll have someone running the slideshow that shows the songs and any readings that we do, the live stream, and then the audio desk here where I control the mixing for each of that.
Let's take a look at the operating position here for the live stream.
So for the live stream, we have a little remote control for the camera. So we can zoom in on whether the pastor's preaching or something else is going up. Most of our footage is shot from a camera in back, as it is now, showing what's going up front. We also have a camera up front. So today we have a baptism, so we'll be able to zoom in on that. And then that camera takes the signal and sends it out via computer to our live stream on YouTube.
Dan, you see on the sides there by the musicians, those black boxes. What are those?
Correct. Those are speakers, which we call monitors, because they allow the singers and instrumentalists up front to monitor what the sound level sounds like. So not only are they singing right there live, but then the sound comes back to them so they can hear that, because it's actually a little different from what you hear out in the room and what you hear out up on stage.
And it's almost impossible to sing without those because you don't really know what you're sounding like.
Correct.
Yeah, so you have to adjust those as well as adjust for
Correct. So as I said, we have the sound coming in from the microphones and then it's going out to the monitors. And we also have speakers that are within the sanctuary and then also to the live stream for that. So.
And how many inputs and outputs do you have on this board, as we call it?
Sure. So we have 32, which is a sizable number. And this board is kind of nice because I can do 16 at a time and then switch back and forth with that. So it saves a little real estate. If you go to some recording studios and so forth, you'll see a whole desk or table full because of that. But this way it kind of reduces the size to 1/2 because I can switch back and forth between all the inputs. And that's all it's showing you here, information about how the sound is coming in, and then going out again.
And it's quite amazing how all of this is done with these little LEDs now.
Yes, yeah.
And I remember the old days when
with the little meters.
The
yes,
meters,
me
yeah.
too.
We're both a little on the old side here.
Yeah.
But it's just great.
Yeah, and it looks fairly complex, but it's really easy because you just really have to work one channel at a time and set it for that. And we have 4 of us currently who are rotating among the soundboard, and we would love to have more that would help out with that because that'd make it a little bit easier for volunteers doing it once a month or more. And it's a great fellowship part of the church for me because you interact with others, and that means it's just a different way to serve within the church.
And making a few mistakes here and there is not a problem.
No, that's pretty much everyday life. So
Yeah, it's everyday life, and it kind of makes everybody endured. It's endearing for,
it does.
for everyone.
It is, we talk about praise team and the audiovisual team, and it is very much a team effort to come together and do that. So it takes a lot of people to put a worship service together.
Now we've got these speakers that are hanging up here, trying to get a shot on one of them
Yeah.
behind the light here. And I've noticed, Dan, depending on where I sit in church, I can get a little bit more or less sound.
A little bit different, yeah. So we do have 4 different speakers that tries to cover each of the 4 sections within the sanctuary. And the nature of sound is that it always sounds a little bit different from where you are sitting. But the whole point of having amplified audio is that you can level it out a little bit better and try to make the sound a little more consistent throughout the worship space here.
All right, so let's get some volunteers going. What do you say?
Absolutely. We would love to have more people come on down. We'd be happy to sit down with you and run through it a few times. It's not really that difficult, and it's just a matter of getting the feel of how it works within the team. And as I said, it's a great way to minister within the church here.
And here's Amy in the practice operating the PowerPoint. And you really have to be on top of this, because people notice if you got the wrong slide up there, Amy.
They do. You have to be paying attention.
Which is good. We should be paying attention in worship, right?
That's right.
So you can see what slide is up, which one is coming next.
Yes.
And these slides are put together for you in advance, right?
Correct. Yep. It's all set up for me when I come. So it's pretty easy.
Yeah. So to get a volunteer in here, or a few more volunteers to do this, you don't have to do all of the prep of the slides. You're just going to be running the slides.
Correct. All you have to do is push the arrow on the computer and just pay attention to the song.
Yeah, that's great. So you can do this. Let's get some more volunteers that are going to be available for this as well. And what's nice here is during practice like this, you get to try it out.
Yep. You can sing along.
Be double blessed.
That's
This
right.
is great setup we've got here for live streaming.
Yes.
And you can go to the different cameras, which we can see the feeds on right over here.
Right. And then we can flip.
And you can flip to show which one's live, that's current, and then you can actually move the cameras around a little bit with your joystick there. It's like playing a video game.
Yes, it is.
So there you go. Wow, right in.
And then there we are.
There we are. All right. And so today we've got a baptism,
So,
and you're going to go in from that camera way over on the right at some point too.
yes. So I will
Yeah,
come back here. Let's see if I go.
there we are. Oh, look at that. There's Pastor Paul practicing away. Doug, you're zooming right in where the baptism is going to be. So you can imagine this being done right now as if we were live casting. It's really spectacular. And what's amazing, Doug, to think about this is the operating system here is not that complicated.
No, it's not. It's pretty simple. Just a joystick here,
Yep.
in and out. We can switch between this. This changes the front and back cameras, and then we can just switch here, and then we also can fade in and out. Or if we want to bring in the projection, we can bring that in as well.
Everything has got a number,
Yes,
so you can tell what it is.
all labeled.
It's all labeled.
Good setups, and additionally, there's all the presets. There's a bunch of presets set. So, like if you want to tie it into a pulpit, if you want to go out a little bit further, yeah. Baptism side.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, the systems today are just amazing as to what you can do with all these multiple cameras and inputs, and then you know which one is going out to people out there watching because it's on the screen, the main
Right there,
screen.
yeah. And all the presets are, it's all preset, so it's ready to go. So it's not like I have to figure out any audio levels. I've got those all set up here, and it's automatically fed in
Okay.
here. And then this is our stream production. Very easy. It's Joel already has it configured to go for this week. Let's see, pop out here. He usually has it already set up for me, the new date. So I just go in here, and I'll just go start streaming, start recording, and then I'll see it pop up there, and it's going, and then it's out
Yeah.
on YouTube.
I can see you're using the OBS system,
Yes.
which I use too.
Okay.
Even sometimes just recording at my home, I use it because it's so user-friendly.
Okay.
It's just great.
Just makes it easy to get it out there, and I'll just check on my phone to make sure it's going out, and we're good.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, you're welcome.